What's up, Gunplum Modelers? This is Strider Prime bringing you a new edition of Gundam Models, and today I'm going to build this guy. The 1/44 scale MSK 008 Dijeh, or Dijeh, but I think it's pronounced Dijeh. Karaba prototype mobile suit from the Zeta Gundam animated series. There were a lot of cool mobile suits from the Zeta line that I remembered, both from the series, both from the compilation movies, the updated compilation movies, and of course remembering it from video games. But never thought that I would make a high grade of this. Of course, when we got the RE100 version about a couple of years ago, surprisingly, there were not that many people like jumping through hoops for that model. Now that the recent movie of Narrative came out, and there's an updated version of the Dijeh, it was kind of now it's the thing these days. Now we have a high grade version of this, and this is of course the original high grade version of the Dijeh. This is the first time coming out as a 1/44 scale high grade Universal Sentry. The overall look is pretty nice and pretty bulky, and makes me want to get the RE100. Picked this up from Gundam Planet. It's a very nice, beautiful looking kit. Didn't realize that this mobile suit utilizes some weaponry that is inherent to, I believe, the Zeta. I think the beam rifle is based off the Zeta, but it looks a little different now I'm looking at it. It's not the same, or I could be wrong. It has a cool bazooka called the Clay Bazooka, and the beam Naginata. Pretty nice. Last month at a hobby show, and forgive me if I don't remember your name, I should go check on my phone, but one guy won, I believe one guy won with his Dijeh custom, which was very, very well done, and I liked how he did the work on that. Excellent work on his part. This will be a straight build, but I'm actually planning on cleaning up this kit a little bit further. I have some of my sanding sticks nearby. I put a lot of stuff away in storage, and even though I'm not going to paint this kit now, I'm going to make every effort to clean it up as best as I possibly can, so it's nice and clean. So when I'm at my new place, I will definitely look into taking the kit apart and painting it, because it looks very nice, but I have some interesting ideas that I want to try on this kit. So this will be built as a straight build, but it will be revisited for a painting. Let's look at the contents of this kit, see what we have to work with here. Alright, so we have a grayish purplish tone color of the inner frame parts, and what would have been the charcoal parts. A nice vibrant yellow-orange color for the tone right there. Then we have the deep blue color. I think this would be Titan's Blue 2, because the Titan Blue 1 would be the darker tone, but the Blue 2 would be this color tone. So I would see myself using that type of paint on this kit, if I decide to use that color. Then we have like a nice little turquoise green tone. This is actually a really nice color tone. I like this. Yeah, it's very nice. I was expecting some other tone, but it's okay. And then we have the darker charcoal colors that represent the weaponry. I see that the tubing here is not a separate color, so that would have to be a separate paint job right there, masking and all that stuff. I'm also noticing something here, like in the vents, where this is the same color as this, but then you have this section here, it's the same color. So clearly attempted to paint this a different color so it will show through there. In continuation with the other color, the purplish grayish tone colors there. Here's the red parts there, red color tones. More of the bluish tones. Polycaps. Beam effect parts for the some sort of extra part there, some tubing there. More green parts, and this is actually part of the fin. And that's pretty much it. Let's put all this in the box. Let's check out the manual. Now remember that there's a narrative version of this, which is of course a P-bend if you're actually planning to get it. It's pretty much the same kit with some minor changes here and there, and then there's like a flood lamp here on the shoulder. And then we have the parts assembly. I don't see no X's anywhere other than some extra poly caps that you don't need. So this will utilize the entire kit. So we have the assembly here of the body, the head, right and left arm, which both I kind of like this asymmetrical look of the shoulders. You don't normally see that in you know, in mobile suits these days. Then, well, you know, there are a few that do. Then we have the legs, both left and right. Then the waist unit, the skirt. And then we go, hold on a second. Then we have the assembly of the backpack, which has these little wings slash, I would say, heat sinks, maybe solar collectors. I have to read the wiki on this and what would be the significant purpose of these. I mean, they don't, their intentions is not to flap, and it's a space mobile suit, so you know, I'll have to read about that. Then we have the beam rifle, the clay bazooka, and the handheld weaponry. And then this is what the kit would look like in its various action poses. And then here would be the color guide. Now, don't ask me what paint I'm going to use on this kit, because again, we're going to assemble it. But when the time comes, when I get to the new place, I will talk about what I'm going to paint it. But for now, we're just going to do a standard straight build. So, with that being said, let's start beginning to build high-grade DJ. So, first up is going to be the assembly of the torso of the DJ. And before we begin, I mentioned before that I'm going to prepare this like if I'm going to paint it, even though I am not. So I took the liberty of beginning to sand down and clean up parts of the kit, just so I can make sure it's nice and smooth, and areas that I can come back to it and redo it again, and don't have to do it again, so I don't have to do it double. So if I can get this one done ahead of time, then when the time comes for me to paint, all I have to do is take it apart, separate it just to which part of the area that I need to paint or not, masking, whatever, then begin the priming, setting up, and all that stuff. And we won't talk about paints now because I have none of my paints here to actually show you what paints to use. And by the way, slight correction, the beam rifle is from the Hakushiki. So let me correct myself on that. So first up is this area of the kit. Very small parts. I gotta make sure I know the orientation here. Let's that there, and then this one like this, and then this one, this one, and then there's this little ring-like thing. Covers it up like so. That's pretty nice. Some interesting engineering ideas here in this part of the kit. So these two parts are done. Make sure it's squeezed in nice together. And we take this one. This one goes in here. This one goes in there. And take this. Pop that in there. And put that in here. Like so. So it looks like that. Front part goes here. Back part goes there. Already I'm seeing how I'm going to take this thing apart, so it's good. It's good. And we have this yellow part trim here. Good, that's something that can actually pop out later on. So this part, let's see. Is that correct? I'm looking at two parts here that I don't know if I actually took from the right tray. Let me just double check here. That was A1, number 17 and 18. Yep, and that is correct. But putting it on this, it's a bit weird. It goes all the way down. I guess you have to go, oh, you have to pop it in there. Okay. Like that. Oh, I see like an impression there. Oh, you know what? I gotta put this on. I gotta put this on first. Oh, I see. I made the mistake. Alright, that's good to know. Take this off. Put that here. And put that there. So there's an interesting trim color, trim part here. So it doesn't. I have to look into possibly painting this differently. Alright, so that goes here, these two. And then this one goes in there. The little vents. Good. Then we have the red trim part on a ball joint. Strange to see something like that. Alright, that goes like that. Huh. Does it go like that? Like forward up? I believe so. Yeah, alright. And then we have the neck part. That's good. Alright. So that's the torso, or the body unit of the DJ. Very simple. Alright. Let's now move on to the next part of the build. So the next part of the build is going to be the head of the DJ. And there's very few parts you see here. But there is one little unique feature that that when I looked at the manual, I said, really? 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 And this part here, there's actually two versions of this. Part number 2 and 3. And they're so small, you have to actually get a magnifying glass to see what would be the overall difference. So let me just show you the difference here. If I zoom in the detail here, there we go. you have a flat surface on either end, and then you have the detail feature of the mono eye. That makes sense, so that's understandable when you look at this. But when you look at the other part, and I'm going to have to put this on the tweezers so you guys can see this, or I can actually hold it in the angle you can see. Come on. There we go. There's a detail feature where the areas that's supposed to be smooth is featured here. And the mono eye is the same as the other, so they're both the same. The only difference is it has this weird impression there on both ends. Okay, that's kind of cool. I really don't understand why we have this on such a small scale, but fair enough. It is what it is. So right now we put this part here, and I used a sticker in here, which is a nice purple sticker. Kind of like that. Unfortunately, I don't have any markers. I should have kept something around to use. Whatever. So I put this part here together, like so. And put that here, like so. And then we have this detail part that goes right there, which you can barely even see the mono eye. There's a part here that I thought I sanded down, but I'm going to have to redo it again. So you know what? I'm going to do it now. Unfortunately, I do not, or do I? Any of the curvature. Oh, I should have left one of the sanding bricks. The smooth ones. Is that it? No. I'll just have to... We'll just use this one for now. I'll use the most narrowest part so I don't damage the part. Let's look at the other side. This is a 400 grit. Again, I could always revisit this again, no big deal. Put that there. I already cut the nub off there and there, so that way it's nice and even. And there you go. The DJ's head is very simple and straightforward, nothing crazy, but good detail around this area. Not a fan of this seam line that goes through it, especially when you look at this ball here. So if you plan to glue this on and sand it off, you're most likely going to be sanding this entire section off. So if you plan to put something on this, think of ahead of time. Just sand it down. Maybe put a little plate on it, or a round plate, and then sand out the plate so it's nice and smooth. If you want to do that on something this small. But it is what it is. Okay, so this part is done. Let's now move on to the next part.